Hi guys, welcome back. What we have here is a piece of cherry, a cherry holoform slash box with what is it? Yeah, West African Pau Rosa finial. This particular piece of wood was fetched home by my daughter. She was on her way home from school one day, saw this log laying at the side of the field and fetched it home for me. Now the log was you have never seen a more disgusting looking piece of ratty old wood in your life. This thing looked terrible. So it got left in my shop for around about 4 years. And one day I was looking through my wood, thinking, what can I make next? And I came across this old, ratty, horrible looking piece of wood. And I thought to myself, go on then, I'll bung it on the lathe, see what we've got here. And this is the outcome. It's a really fantastic looking piece of wood. It's got some really fantastic grain in it. Its figuring in it is fantastic. It really is. So I'll just you can't really see it properly from this angle. So what I'll do is I'll just push it back a little bit so that I can then play at cameraman, and you should be able to see a little more detail in the wood if I close up on it a little bit. Now, a bit more lighting. There we go, that's a little bit better. I think you can see there. Look at it. It almost looks like olive wood in places. It really does, you know, with these swirly patterns, and it's a fantastic looking piece of wood. It did develop a couple of cracks on the other side. Well, not really cracks, fissures, which I filled in with resin. But it really did prove to be a fantastic piece of wood. It just shows you, you know, you can look at a horrible, nasty looking piece of ratty old wood, and then something can come out of it like this. It just shows you, wood turning never ceases to amaze me. It really does. You know, the most ugly looking piece of wood, once it's been on the lathe, can turn into the most beautiful item, you know. And that's part of what I enjoy about it. You never know what you've got until you start cutting into it. Until I started cutting into this piece, I had no hopes for it whatsoever. And look how it turned out. It turned out a beautiful piece of wood. The inside of the lid. This had to be filled in with resin as well. You can see that. Hollowed out using Robert Sorby's hollower. It's all I had at the time. I hadn't invested in the Kel McNaughton hollowers at that particular time. So it was all done with Robert Sorby's the straight hollower that he does, the multi-tipped one. I forget the number of it. Right. It was the first item that I put a spiky finial on as well. So there you go, my first spiky finialed box / holoform. But it really does have some beautiful grain in it. I'll just rotate it a little bit. There you can see the fissures that I've had to fill. But I think you'll agree the best face is that one there. The lid was really snug when I made it, but it's made itself a bit freer over time. But that's no problem. I could put a little O-ring on the lid if I wanted, and that would snug it up, give it that snug feeling. But I don't think it's really necessary. We don't actually use the piece for anything, it's just there for display. So, but it really is a fantastic looking piece of wood. It really doesn't, never ceases to amaze me, does wood turning. And I think that's what keeps me coming back. You know, over the years I've had many hobbies, ham radio, cycling, or plenty of different hobbies, but wood turning really does keep me coming back, because there's that many different aspects to wood turning as well. You know, it's not just slapping a piece of wood on a lathe. You know, you learn about trees, you learn about the wood, you learn about where they come from, how different woods react to whilst they're being cut, you know, the different tools. If you're a tool head, well, wood turning is ideal for a tool head because there's so many different tools. It really does keep me coming back again and again and again. I do have periods where I don't go in the shop quite as much, but after a couple of months, you know, I'm baying to get back into the shop again. Right, I'll just zoom out so you can see the finial. If you are into making videos, I can highly recommend you get a fluid head for your camera, for your tripod. My tripod is a great big Manfrotto tripod, and on it I've got a Manfrotto 701 RC2 fluid head, and it really does make things much easier and much more fluid. I mean, watch this, I'll just show you. And you can lock each direction up independently as well. I mean, look at that. Watch. See how smooth it is? There's no jerkiness, just nice and smooth. Lock that direction up, open the other direction up, and watch. Lovely and smooth. They're called fluid heads. They did used to be extremely expensive, but the price of them's come way down now. So if you're into making YouTube videos where you need to keep moving the camera, invest in a fluid head. They really are much better than the standard heads that you get on cheap tripods. And if you are into making videos, that's another thing. Don't buy a cheap tripod. Get yourself a decent Manfrotto or a Gitzo. They really are worth the weight in gold. Right, we'll get on with the next one, guys. Let's see what I can pop up next. Catch you later, guys. Thanks for watching.